What's up, everybody? It is Tyler, aka Tovarsh Gaming, bringing you episode 2 of TheoryCraft, the show where I take two very willing players and put them in a situation that is absolutely absurd. So today we're going to be doing Protoss versus Zerg, and the two builds that we're going to be doing. Our Zerg player is able to build. Oh boy, I'm trying to remember what I even said that they're allowed to build. I know our Protoss player can build Oracles, Immortals, and Sentries. Okay, and our Zerg player is allowed to build Roaches, Infestors, and... This is quite embarrassing. Roaches, Infestors, and Vipers. Ah, yes, okay. So those are the two builds that we're going to be seeing pit against one another, and we're getting into the game here. So here we go. In the bottom right side, we do have Endless, and this is the same Endless that we used in our first game, or our first episode. He's going to be playing Protoss for us, though, as opposed to Zerg, which is what we saw him in the first game. And up in the top left side, we're going to have our Zerg player, Armadillo. Now, for those of you who watch Funday Monday from Day 9, this is, in fact, the same Armadillo that was recently featured in the 4v4 Funday Monday. So he is coming to us from Australia. He is obviously very active in the community, been on Day 9 show, about to be on my show, and we're very excited to have him, so give him a round of applause for being such an active member of the community. But I am very excited to jump right into this game, so let's see what happens. We do have our first pylon going down at the 1 minute mark or so. Just going to get these players started up here. It will take them a second to tech up, for neither of them have tier 1 units that they are able to build. Now, I really want to see what Endless does with Oracles, because I want to see mass Oracle from a player. It's obviously something that's not highly efficient, because you do not see that on ladder. The Oracle is a very good harassing unit, a very good support unit. But I want to see if he just goes all out with Oracles, because that would be really awesome. I'm afraid that he might just mass Immortal because they're so strong against Roaches, which is going to be the primary ground unit that Armadillo, I would assume, is going to use. But we do have some pretty crazy units going on today, so we do have the Scout coming out from Endless. For those of you who watched the first episode, he still feels the need to scout, even though he knows what his player is building. And I think that is absolutely exceptional, because just because these guys know the build that the other player is doing, they don't know the order that it's going to happen in. They don't know, how many of each type of unit that they're going to get. So there's still a lot in question here. These players don't exactly know what's going to be going on, or at least the order that's going to be going on. But we do have the fast expand coming out of our Zerg player, followed by a spawning pool and a gas at the 3 minute mark. So that is good. I like seeing the early gas. We do have a lot of gas-intensive units, minus the Roaches. But Infestor and Viper is going to be very gas-intensive for our Zerg player. Now, down here, Endless, it does look like he's going to go ahead and fast expand as well, which is definitely a good option considering the matchup that we have laid out for our players here. Going to be grabbing the double assimilator right now. We got the gateway down right here. Getting geared up, got a couple probes queued up. Alright, so, we have this probe sitting over here by the Zerg player's natural. I am curious to see if we're going to see a proxy pylon with a Stargate here with the Oracle. That would be very, very exciting, do a little bit of economic damage to our Zerg player early on here. But we do not know if that's happening yet. So we have the Roach Warren going down already. Zerg player going to get prepared for some early aggression, I would assume, considering our Protoss player is going to take a while to tech up, which is very exciting. So we don't even... I was going to say, we don't even have a Zealot coming out of the gateway, but that's for obvious reasons, because they're not allowed to build a Zealot. So we do have a probe sitting down here at the 3rd for Endless. I would be kind of surprised if we took an expansion right now, considering the fact that our Zerg player is going to be able to get some early aggression out pretty soon here with this Roach Warren. Do we have Roaches coming? No, we got an Overlord, a drone. So no Roaches just yet. Oh, I do believe I'm lagging a little bit. I do apologize for that. Might need to turn down my settings for this show. I will find out. Again, we are ironing out the kinks. This is only episode 2 of TheoryCraft, but a lot of people are very excited about the first episode. I'm very excited to be hosting this show. It is super, super fun. So we are going to just be figuring it out as we go, because that's what we do here. We just figure it out, man. We just wing it, because it's awesome. StarCraft is awesome. Alright, so we do have 3 Roaches coming out right now from our Zerg player, which is going to be rather exciting. I don't know what this probe is doing. I thought that we were going to see the proxy Stargate, but it does look like he... Okay, so there is a pylon going down here. I'm not sure if that's going to be for Stargate or what, or if that's just going to be used to warp in sentries. But we do have the double gas going down here at the natural for the Protoss player, Endless. And we do have some sentries on the way, so these sentries are going to be able to probably deal with any very small Roach aggression. Now, if our Zerg player just kind of masses up Roaches, then that's going to be quite a problem for Endless down here. But if it's just a few Roaches that show up in the base, those sentries should be able to hold that off long enough to get the Immortal out. We do have the Chrono Boost on the Immortal, which is very exciting. We've got the Warp Gate research coming down. Going to be able to warp in some lovely sentries. Now, let's see. We do have 7 Roaches moving southward towards our Protoss. This could be very scary for our Protoss player. Do have a few sentries ready for that aggression, but I don't know if 3 sentries is going to be enough to hold off 7 Roaches. I hope that this game isn't just very, very early. Okay, so we do have the Immortal out. That is going to be perfect timing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these Roaches just going to waltz right up. We'll see if Endless notices that these Roaches are attacking his base. However, only 2 of these Roaches are attacking. I don't know why he's got these 4 Roaches just sitting here not doing anything. This is very scary. Getting some more sentries warped in. It looks like they're going to be able to deal with this aggression. This is excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so yes, this is oh, very good force fields. Sniping that Roach right there with the Immortal. I like that. That was some very decent micro from Endless right there. So let's see. We got the Evolution Chamber, but it is not currently teching any upgrades. We'll see how long it takes before we start getting the upgrades coming. Now, do we have a forge down in our Protoss's base? That is what I would like to know. No, I don't see a forge, but we do see double Stargate going down. So we are preparing for some Oracle tech, which is very exciting. This Immortal Sentry army looking a little gruesome down here. It's kind of scary, actually. We've got the 3rd Immortal coming down. Here is double forge for the upgrades. Now this double forge kind of scares me because he's just now throwing down his double Stargate as well. So we're actually going to see a lot of money getting spent off 2 base on double upgrades, double forge, double Stargate, and I'm assuming immediately a double Oracle. So our Protoss player definitely spending a lot of money early on. We do have 4 gates up for sentries. I'm not sure if 4 gates was the best choice, considering sentries probably going to be his weakest unit in this matchup. But I could be wrong. Sentries might actually prove to be incredibly efficient. So we do have the 1st Oracle coming, and the 2nd Oracle right there. As soon as he got enough gas, he's going to be producing that. So let's check out our Zerg player. We do have a few defensive spine crawlers up here at the natural, which is going to be nice for any aggression that our Zerg player is not prepared for, considering right now he is still only in Roach tech. We do have the infestation pick coming up, going to be able to build some infestors, and I would assume that we're going to see a spire here relatively soon. Now, okay, so we do have the 3rd base coming down from Protoss. Now this scares me looking at our Zerg player. I'm a little worried for Armadillo here. He doesn't have Phasor to build units for him, and anybody who watches Day 9's show will understand that joke, but for those of you who don't, I'm very sorry. Okay, so we do have the 3rd base coming down for the Zerg player. That scared me for a minute, because if Protoss is able to get totally ahead on bases, that's just going to kill our Zerg player right away. Zerg generally wants to be, 1 base ahead of whatever they're fighting, assuming that it's not another Zerg. So this is kind of a late expansion compared to our Protoss player. I'm definitely looking at Endless and saying, okay, he's playing like Zerg because he mains as Zerg. He's actually off racing for us because a couple players that we wanted to play for us tonight are not available until later, and we are all on a bit of a time constraint. But we do have the 1-1-1 all coming down from Endless. I don't know how he's just pumping out all this cash, man. This is crazy. This expansion down here already fully saturated. That is very exciting. So we do have the Twilight Council. I'm not sure why the Twilight Council went down. He can't use it to build any units that he's allowed to build, and he can't benefit from either charge nor blink. So that's kind of a confusing use of resources there. Maybe he just got a little confused and forgot that he's not playing a ladder match, and went ahead and dropped that. Oh, we do have aggression up here. Sorry for that. Okay, so these force fields going to be able to push away these roaches long enough for our Protoss player's army to kind of get... See, now if the roaches had come down right here, they would have been able to attack the Protoss army right here at this choke point. That could have been very scary for our Protoss player, but luckily the Zerg player did back off. So we do have 4 oracles in the base up here, doing some damage to these queens, but these queens looks like they're going to be able to push away the aggression, even though looks like we lost a lot of drones. Let's look at units killed. Okay, so wow. Wow, okay, so 21 workers killed for our Protoss player with those oracles. That is a crazy amount of economic damage. Clearly our Protoss player is way ahead right now, which is very unfortunate. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing with these menus. Okay, so I'm obviously learning how to cast StarCraft, and I have no idea what's going on. So we do have 77 probes compared to 34 drones. Our Protoss player has a ridiculously high economic advantage over our Zerg player. Zerg player did lose his 3rd base, and our Protoss player is throwing down his 4th with some defensive cannons behind this behind these trees that are going to allow for great vision control. I like what's going down here. If our Zerg player attempts to attack through these bushes, it is not going to do him any good. But we are going to see some Roach aggression right now, waltzing right into this base. These oracles just sitting here, not activated, not doing any damage. These force fields going to be pushing these roaches towards these cannons, though. Nice little split right there. Our Protoss player doing a very good job of splitting apart these roaches. We do have infestors coming up the backside to reinforce, however, but it is too late. We are going to lose all of our infestors. No, that's devastating. The fungal growth going down on the oracles just long enough to save this last infestor, but that is about it. Our poor Zerg player losing his entire army right there. Armadillo saying, well, that went badly. Yes, it did. Now, I think our Protoss player is going to be able to waltz right into our Zerg player's base right now and just do devastating damage. This might be the end of the game here at the 15.5-minute mark, which is quite unfortunate. I do feel like I might not have done the best job of... well, you know, Endless is a diamond player, and Armadillo is platinum, so it might have just come down to the fact that one player's macro is going to be a little bit better than another's. That is something that we have a tough job here on this show, is finding people that are evenly matched. However... Yeah, this is game over right here. We have the Protoss player waltzing in with a ridiculously huge army. But I love this mass Oracle. This is gorgeous. This is exactly the kind of play that I wanted to see from our Protoss player. I love the idea of seeing a ton of Oracles on the field. They are a ridiculous unit. These Spore Crawler is going to be able to push away some of these Oracles, which is great, but I think this Sentry Immortal army... Yeah, game over. Okay, well that was super fun. We had 7 bases. I just want to return to the game real quick before this is over. We had way more bases coming down. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases coming down from our Protoss player over the 2 base for Armadillo. So we're going to go ahead and back out here, and I'm going to jump into chat with our players, and we'll see you in just a second. Alright, what is up? Welcome. So I do have my 2 players here from the game. I have Endless. Say hello.
Hi.
You're Steven, right?
Right.
Okay. Alright, so I have Steven and I have Lyron. Hello, Lyron, coming to us from Australia.
What's up?
Which I think is freaking cool. I'm super jealous. So, that game was pretty ridiculous. I mean... I don't know. Lyron, you're a platinum player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having some technical difficulties throughout that, actually. Like, the keyboard was fucking up. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then Steven's diamond. So I noticed that Steven's macro.
And then he killed all of my stuff.
Yeah.
That probably influenced things.
Yeah. You know, at the end of the game there, Steven actually had 6 bases. Almost. Like, he had 2 more coming up. 6 bases to 2, which
That's pretty surprising.
Yeah. But, you know, he actually got up his 3rd, like, 40 seconds before you did. And I noticed that he was playing Protoss a lot like Zerg, because he mains Zerg.
No, that makes sense, because, actually, because he scouted my 2nd.
Yeah.
And so he knew that I'd fast expanded, so the natural response to that is to expand as well.
Right. Right. So yeah, he got his second down right after he scouted that. I think, right, Steven?
Actually, I just Nexus done 16. I actually do know how to play Protoss. I messed around. Well, I didn't mess around so much. I took a whole ton of bases, knowing that he couldn't put together any particularly dangerous offensive early on, because all he has is roaches, and lings are very, very important to not dying to any number of immortals.
You know, it's funny, Lyron, if you had attacked that initial roach army that you had, that 7 roach army, you walked down and you were like, you microed, so like only 2 of your roaches were attacking for just a second.
Yeah.
And in that time, his first immortal like just came out. So if you had walked down there with all 7 roaches, or even gone like a roach earlier, you would have been like you would have been 7 roaches versus 3 sentries instead of 7 roaches versus 6 or 7 sentries and like a mortal or 2. So that timing like worked out totally in favor of Steven, which...
Yeah, I kind of changed plans halfway through, which really screwed me up. Because originally I was thinking I can get out roaches a lot faster than he can get out immortals.
Right.
Which means if I can attack him before his first immortal's up, I'm in pretty good shape.
Right.
But then I was like, wait, this took a bit too long. He's going to have an immortal up any time now.
Yeah.
And I tried switching. And
I
then
mean,
that's
it's
when
literally like the fog of war. Oh my god. Like, you stopped your roaches like a second too soon. If you had just walked right in and started doing like, it started attacking his probes or doing some economic damage, that immortal wouldn't have shown up. I mean, it showed up right around that time, but as soon as he warped in those 4 more sentries, it was like, that was, your roaches were done for and you had to back out. And then from there, it was just a total, he just had the advantage. But that was fun. You know, I wish it had gone on a little longer. I feel, it's funny, when I see these games, like, I feel like, I start to think, like, did I just pick a really shitty group of 3 things for you to build?
It's just kind of hard to pick up and do it first try. I think, give it another couple tries, it probably would have maybe been a bit different.
Right. Maybe I think in the future, if we have more time, like, I know I don't have a lot of time and you're at work and stuff, but, you know, in the future, if we have more time, maybe we'll be able to do practice games and see if, you know, people can kind of, like, flesh out how they want to do it. If we're going to spend, like, a whole day.
If you're going to review, like, a replay instead of commentating, like, live, what you could do is you could play a bunch of games, like, say, a best of 7 or something, and then just, like, show the best one.
True. It's tough, though, right? Because he's got an entire day to, like, donate to a show. But that's why we're here, right? Iterations. We did the first episode yesterday, and I just wanted to pump out another one, and I just want to keep doing it, because the more we do it, the better we're going to get. And I'm still terrible at casting. I have no idea, like, any of the hotkeys for the stats and stuff. But I did bring up one window, and then it took me, like, 3 minutes to figure out how to get it to go. But
yeah, you pick it up.
Yeah, it's a learning process for everybody. But that was a lot of fun. The thing that I was most excited about, I was just waiting for somebody to say that they were going to play Protoss, because I really, like, well, the first game we had Protoss, but I really wanted to do something with Tempest High Templar. But what I wanted to do after that was I wanted to see Mass Oracle, because, like, no one ever builds more than, like, 2 or 3 Oracles in a ladder match, because that's all they're, you know, they're a support unit. And their harassment unit. But I was like, I want Mass Oracle. Like, I want to know what this unit can do when you have just a whole army of them. So that was pretty cool.
It's really good.
It is a strong unit.
Yeah,
when
I
he
saw a
walked
game...
into your base with 4 of them and just started doing, like, mad economic damage, it was...
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
He expanded on that attack. So that was, like, really beneficial for him. But, you know, and it's funny, because I've been picking, like, 3 units at a time, but as soon as I get a Terran player in here, I'm going to start breaking it down to, like, 2 units, or we'll try 4.
Because most of the standard Terran builds are 3-unit builds anyway.
Right, exactly. Terran, I really want to do Mass Widowmine and Mass Raven versus something. I don't know, I haven't thought it through completely, but it's going to be, you know, I might just spend a day sitting down and, like, writing down, like, just a list of unused units that, like, I can combine and make crazy stuff. But are there any other... Do you guys want to get promoted at all? You got any Twitter accounts, any YouTube accounts, anything that...
No, not really.
I don't, thank you.
No? Well, that's boring. Go make a YouTube channel, for God's sake, so I can promote it. But thanks a lot for coming on, guys. I'll
Thanks for having
definitely have you on another show soon. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And I'll see you soon. All right?
Thanks for having us.
Indeed.
Have a good one.